All right, click the links to join the channel here over at SubScribe. Now over at Odyssey. If you're SDW, please tune out and unsubscribe. You're not going to enjoy the video. So, Androgynous Marvel. So, strap on the tinfoil hats a little bit. I promise you, though, I know how crazy all this stuff sounds, but it does make sense. It's like every crazy person says that. Yeah, but it's not crazy. So these people worship a demon with dual sexual characteristics, and it's one of the reasons that they're pushing all this BLT TV stuff right now. What's going on? It's the X-Men lead character, Disney redesign characters for body diversity and to stay relevant. Well, that sounds lighthearted and frivolous. Everything that they say is a lie, and they don't open things up for a modern audience when they say updated things like that. That's all crap, because the modern audience hates diversity and feminism. More people just need to get comfortable saying that. These companies don't care about money because they worship demons. This is a religion to them. I'm not even kidding about that. In general, they're trying to destroy the West by destabilizing the core identity of the child. If you can confuse the child, confuse somebody when they're young, you can get them to turn against their parents and their tribe, like Mao's children, Mao's Little Red Book, when they're turning in their own families. They're going to see the Bolshevik found family, and since they're rootless and lost, they'll just jump on board any fad that the globalist puppet masters push, because they have no core dogma to guide them, no family to fall back on to support them, because a generation of media propaganda has made that concept somehow istophobic to have in-group preferences, to whether it's you're tribal or you're religious of some sort. You know how the mainstream has portrayed things. In-group preferences for you is problematic. It's like, well, they're telling you what they're afraid of. That's the direction you need to go. The thing is, people need tribalism. The blood tribe is the nucleus, the family, the extended group, in-group preferences. To be tribal and conscious of your people is the strongest resistance to government tyranny and Bolshevik psychops. Otherwise, when you're rootless and not interconnected, you don't have this you want a massively parallel network, kind of a decentralized power of you and your family and your extended family, and then hooking up with other tribes. So it's decentralized, where the government and these puppet masters want a centralized hierarchy of power at the top dictating down. And the way to destroy that is decentralized and having very strong in-group preferences. So you just can't be manipulated by these parasites who are in the government. I was going to say currently in government, but it's not going to matter if Trump gets elected or not, because it's going to be the same people who are controlling that hierarchy. Anyway, it's like with the Wu-Flu stuff that perhaps you remember. They issued new rules on that, and they said, like, oh, I guess it's not a big deal after all, or something like that. So we have this digital expression of the blood tribe, and we look at the government and the media who are pushing that narrative. So we discuss it and say, wait a minute, we didn't trust the government and media parasites yesterday because they lie when their lips are moving. Remember when CNN was editing? They edit shit all the time. Like you can go online and look for examples of mainstream media editing stories of whether it's storms or go to the suburbs, burn down the suburbs, we need our weave. It's like, oh, conveniently, CNN just edited that part out. Gosh. So honestly, a little schizophrenic thread I get. This chick, there was the 80s equivalent of this, but 80s was punk rock. And you can go back and look at it. It's just a whole different vibe, because the thing is, this stuff is not happening in a vacuum. Like, there's so much of this other degeneracy being pushed now that these are you just don't give them the benefit of the doubt with all this kind of uniboob, no butt kind of androgynous type of stuff. So the thing is, don't trust the government and media. Oh, that sounds like some kind of far-right extremism. Oh, really? Because it used to be a left-wing position like 20 years ago. What happened to the left? Oh, we got subverted and corrupted, and now we're completely controlled by our globalist puppet masters, and we're scared to stand on our... Oh, so is there any disagreement allowed on the left? No, because it'll be problematic, and there's this racial hierarchy. So on the left, do the best ideas come to the top? Not if they're from white people. But what if they do have the best ideas? That's actually kind of one of the cool things of the left is a self-defeating group, because they have this literally a color of the skin racial hierarchy, or now it's BLT stuff. So The people with the best ideas can't rise to the top if they're blonde hair, blue eyed, 6'4" guy. He cannot be the leader of the left wing. It's friggin' awesome. It's absolutely bizarre. It's fun to watch. I don't know if you ever watched that Marxist thing. It's on YouTube, the Marxist thing, and like half of it was I don't know, it was half of them were talking about their pronouns and their triggers because they're autistic or something, and what land they're standing on. It's like some Indian tribe slaughtered another Indian tribe, which slaughtered another Indian tribe, which, that was the one cool thing about the Dancing with Wolves movie, was that he had a little bit of a base comment in there about that concept of land rights. Where's I going with this? So the thing is, hashtag pure blood. We didn't get manipulated. So specifically with comics, this is one facet of pushing this globalist brainwashing machine, and they're confusing kids and telling them that men are women and that it's great to be gay. No. We have different values than you. It's like, istaphobe says what? Because we have different values. It's like, yeah, we can't tolerate diversity of thought. Gosh, you guys were the authoritarian totalitarians the whole time. So TV, media, and government schools are openly pushing communist satanic propaganda. The flags they have in schools. So it's all this, I don't know, what BLM and the gay flags, and now it's all these different type of rainbow flags. If you have, here's the thing, if you have like a BLM club in school or a satanic club, then you can have a White Lives Matter club and a Satire club, a Christian club, if it's in a government school, because you have constitutional protections and, equal protection. You have to be treated fairly. So the thing is, if you got kids who are in need of attention, they know that they can get social group reinforcement by rejecting their family and coming out as whatever is popular that week. A trans, furry, moon unit, otherkin. It's all just Frankfurt School, divide and destroy the family. They need to subvert and corrupt tradition and order. Stability is the tribal family, and diversity is weakness. And you see that in modern comics, this Bolshi found family concept all the time, and in mainstream movies, where you need to reject the patriarchy, reject your family, and join this group of people who are using you and will hate you. And like, as soon as there's a stressor applied to this Bolshi found family group, it's going to collapse in on itself. Yeah, that's so the government can control you and tell you what to do. Oh no, it's better to be part of a family tribe. The thing is, what does the future hold for these kids who are the victims of this whole gender psyop? It's not too bright for them, honestly. So, oh gosh, now I want to have kids. Well, you don't have any testicles because your parents cut them off. Oh, seems like that wasn't a good idea. It would be better for these kids to be as based as possible. Find your tribe, get in-group preferences, poop on soy boys and cat lady teachers as much as possible. Be the best little fascist kid that you can be. Let me explain. They say they made that word into such an evil word. Now people on social media are going like, why do you believe these things? The media told me things. The media told me this thing, so I believe the media. The left wing didn't used to trust the media. So the blue-haired weirdos say that the worst thing in the world is to be istaphobic, nationalist, tribalist, fascist, whatever. Like, they never define any of these words. So stop and consider that, because it's giving you a clue what you can do to defeat this degeneracy, to just go in the opposite direction of what these soy current things CNN enjoyers are pushing. They're anti-white, anti-family, anti-tribe. So be pro all those things and work on becoming as based and istaphobic as possible. Not for conflict, but to push the concept of separation, that we have different values from these child grooming, degenerate, liberal, blue-haired, obese weirdos. We don't need to share the same space, whether it's IRL or digital. We have to agree to disagree and create alternative communities free of soy boy filth and degeneracy, where it's okay to say that men are not women and little boys should fall in love with little girls and get married and join the tribe and have families and all this kind of stuff. And to be as tribal and nationalistic as possible, because the people who are telling you that, these, oh God, what was that Gail Simone video yesterday where the women were talking about how much they love their men, and these Bolshevik found family kids who had rejected their family, rejected the concept of family, got triggered by that. It's like, they're going to find themselves in a few years out in the cold. And honestly, I don't hate them, because they're victims of what these very powerful groups have manipulated. When you have multi-generational media brainwashing, you can do almost anything. Now, the white pill, the incandescent glowing plutonium white pill, is alternative social media now. Social media in general, because TV has lost so much power that it had over us in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Then when social media came on, and then the smartphone became ubiquitous, we were able to escape the narrative and offer a counter narrative, which is why the mainstream media say you got your thing because of one of the 5 subclauses of the First Amendment, and you want to shut down alternative media to the extent it's they're so scared that Nina Jankowicz and the Ministry of Truth and the media is fully supporting it. There's some chick on the news the other day, like MSNBC, goes, yeah, we're having a real problem because America has free speech and we can't correct misinformation. And the simple question of that is like, oh, who determines the truth? Oh, we do. The government and the media will determine the truth. But you lie all the time. And like, why would we trust you? Why would 2 adult people, need a third party to interpret the truth for them? That's the concept of free speech, is that the best people to determine reality are the people themselves, not a corrupt government. So here, hey, left-wingers who are on board the Jankowicz Ministry of Truth, would you trust it if it was a far-right government? No, of course not. Okay, well, that you can't. I'm telling you, I wouldn't trust a far-right government determining the truth either, any more than I would trust a far-left government. We don't need a Ministry of Truth, or we don't need the media telling us that only they can control the narrative, and they're terrified of alternative media. Hey, media, I think this is a skill issue. You guys need to get better. And with comic books, it's kind of the same thing. They need to get better, also. But men are not women. And that shouldn't be such a stunning and brave thing to say. And everything Bolsheviks push is cancer. Anyway, I'm on Gab is having a little bit of kerfluffle. I think I'm going to make a video on that tonight. So Post and Minds is also is blowing up. So you can check them out over there if you want to join up over there. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, check out the Odyssey, and I'll see you guys all next episode.